You are alone in the shower, and you are winning an argument with someone who cannot hear you. The words arrive perfect this time, sharper, calmer, more devastating than anything you managed in the actual moment. And somewhere underneath the small satisfaction of it, a stranger question surfaces. Who exactly is this performance for? A courtroom has convened without your permission. There is a prosecutor, and it is you. There is a defendant, and it is also you. The person you are addressing, the coworker, the parent, the friend who said the thing that is still lodged under your skin, is not present and never will be. You are delivering your closing argument to an empty gallery, and you have done it before, and you will do it again tomorrow, possibly in the car. Most people call this replaying an argument. Look closer, and it is not a replay at all. It is a trial, and the charge being litigated is never really the dishes or the tone of an email or who forgot what. The charge is you. Whether you are reasonable, whether you are good, whether you are worth taking seriously. Adam Smith is remembered as the economist of self-interest, but the book he kept revising until he died was about something else entirely. In the theory of moral sentiments, he argued that each of us carries an internal figure he called the impartial spectator, an imagined observer we consult to judge our own conduct, assembled over a lifetime from every eye that ever watched us. We do not simply want to be praised, Smith said. We want to be praiseworthy, and the spectator is the one who decides, which means the shower argument was never addressed to your coworker. It is addressed to the spectator. You are not trying to change a mind that is absent. You are submitting evidence to the judge who is always present, the one whose verdict you actually live under. In the 1920s, a psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik noticed something odd about waiters. They could hold an unpaid order in memory with perfect clarity, and the moment the bill was settled, it vanished. She went on to show this in the laboratory. Unfinished tasks cling to the mind with a grip that finished ones never have. Interruption preserves. Completion releases. Now consider what happened in your actual argument. You froze, or you softened it, or you said something adequate when you needed something true. The exchange ended, but your defense was never filed. By the mind's accounting, the task is open. The case is pending, and a pending case gets a hearing, nightly, if necessary, until something closes it. The rehearsal, then, is not vanity, and it is not madness. It is the mind doing honest clerical work on an open file. It keeps hauling you back into the courtroom because it believes, sincerely, that one more airtight argument will finally settle the matter of what you are worth. It is trying to protect you. It has simply misunderstood what kind of question your worth is. There is a less comfortable possibility underneath all of this, and it is worth saying plainly, you keep arguing because some part of you suspects the other person was right. Not about the facts, about you. If their accusation had struck nothing, it would have passed through you like weather. A trial is only held when the verdict is genuinely in doubt, and the doubt is not theirs. They rendered their judgment and moved on. The doubt is yours. The prosecutor in your inner courtroom is not wearing their face because they put it there. You borrowed their face and gave it to a suspicion you already carried. The other person, meanwhile, is asleep. This is the quiet cruelty of the arrangement. They said the thing once and have likely forgotten it. You have now heard it 40 times because you are the one who keeps reading the charge into the record. Every rehearsal that feels like fighting back is also, structurally, a reopening. You cannot cross-examine a wound without touching it. The courtroom promises resolution and delivers repetition, and each session ends the same way, adjourned, never acquitted, because the jury you are performing for has no mechanism for saying enough. Hannah Arendt believed that thinking itself is a dialogue, what she called the two-in-one, me talking with myself. She thought this inner conversation was the root of conscience and that its health depended on the two remaining friends, because you are the one person you can never walk away from. Hold her picture next to Smith's, and a distinction comes into focus. There is an inner voice that keeps you company, and an inner voice that keeps you on trial. They use the same words. They happen in the same shower. But one is a conversation between two friends trying to understand what happened, and the other is a proceeding in which you are permanently the accused. The rehearsed argument almost always belongs to the second kind, and you can feel the difference in your body if you check. Conversation loosens something. Litigation tightens it. No one has ever won a case about their own worth. This is not because the arguments are weak. It is because worth is not the kind of thing a verdict can establish. There is no closing statement brilliant enough to make the court adjourn permanently, since the court's real function is not to decide the question, but to keep it open. The only true ending available is not acquittal. It is the thing a court can do at any moment. For no reason the prosecutor will dismiss the case, not because you proved yourself, because the question of whether you deserve to exist as you are was never a legitimate charge to begin with. Tonight or tomorrow, you will catch yourself mid-rehearsal, soap in your hand, 3 sentences into the version where you say it perfectly. You do not have to stop, and you probably cannot. But you can notice what is actually happening. Not a fantasy of victory, but an anxious court trying to close a file marked with your name. You might ask the only question that ever interrupts the proceeding. Not, what should I have said, but what verdict am I hoping this will finally win me, and from whom? The moment you see that the jury box holds one person, and that she is tired, and that she was never really against you, the argument loses its urgency. Some cases are not resolved, they are released. The person who hurt you will never hear your best argument, and it turns out that was never the tragedy. The tragedy would be spending years perfecting testimony for a court that only you can dissolve. When you were free, the entire time, to stand up and let the room go dark and walk out of it unheard and unconvicted. If this gave you something to sit with, that is what this channel is for. Small shifts in how you see your own life. I will see you in the next one.